Good morning, fellow Ambazonians. Today, na Friday, number 18 day for this month of August 2023. My name na Capo Daniel, Mr. No Connie, una own countryman, sense pass king. Una welcome to our daily podcast, a program where they bring una the truth, where they bring una meaningful information, fact-based analysis for help we as we work out for this journey to our freedom, to the independence of Ambazonia. Our good people of Ambazonia at home and abroad are bring una revolutionary greetings. The desperation of Cameroon be in full display as they ran try for use the occasion for the landslide for inside Boyo for come for try for demonstrating that them be in charge. Video after video it come out after we done publicize the lack of help from the colonial state for help for remove the debris for landslide, allowing villagers for remove debris for landslide with their bare hands. The colonial terrorists, unelected mayor Ndang Denis Idankam with many Cameroon enemy forces can make several videos it show now how desperate the state of Cameroon be for try to show legitimacy over our land. Those are all signs of weakness, not strength. Our people know the truth. They know that the Cameroon government is a government of scam, it's a government of exploitation, it is a colonial state in essence. But make we focus for the real things and way matter. The Fitch Ratings-London, Hong Kong financial institution, it done make a report where it be dated 16th of August 2023. For that report, it talk about big revolution for the warning will be the talk for our people. Then say Cameroon government, the Cameroon economy, it go get a heart attack for 2022. This rating company, it done put out a report based on some report where the Deutsche Bank for Spain, it be put them within the financial system. These are documents which have not been made public. According to this report, it shows say 4 times for last year, 2022, between January and November, the Cameroon government, it failed or it be late for pay external debt services payment. This Deutsche Bank Spain, it be talk say the International Monetary Fund, it be need for declare say Cameroon, it don't default a payment. That means say Cameroon, it don't be bankrupt last year, but the International Monetary Bank, it did not be do am. The Fitch Rating Hong Kong London report, it talk say even though the Cameroon government, it be failed for pay in time 4 times, in different 4 occasions for last year, they not fit consider them. Let's say the Cameroon government, it don't default payment. That means the Cameroon government, it don't go bankrupt, it never pay debt, because those payments, they become late. All of the payment, they will be 18 days late, but the Fitch company, it talk say it need up to 30 days grace period before the World Bank, they fit consider them like a default. That means that they don't pay for pay their debt. This one, the big revolution, and it get a lot of implication for Cameroon, their financial viability. This one, they show our people, them say the information will be get them from our partners them about the Cameroon, their debt will be announced as the Cameroon go get heart attack for 2022. It will be very, very accurate, and Cameroon, they just be hanging by the thread. Because our people, then are people the way they need to see like for read book. I go try for paint a picture, make them understand which way it happen. Tanwe Pobia, it be take over Cameroon. The Cameroon, their debt, their external debt with the need for pay for the international community, it will be close to 5 to 7 million a year. Today, the Cameroon, their external debt with the need for pay for the international community, it be a whopping 26 billion US dollar where Cameroon owe for the international community. This money where the Cameroon government owe they need for begin to pay the interest rate them. For pay the interest rate for this debt them alone. The Cameroon government for the short-term loans alone need for the come up with a whopping 500 million US dollar. That means close to 1 billion US dollar every year per annum. Servicing this debt in this rate means say the Cameroon go be in this debt and it go be in poverty for the next close to 100 years to come. The highest money where Cameroon Iran borrow am right now for their book, now money where them borrow am for build the Kribi deep sea port base. Now them bill am on borrowed money from the Chinese government where that increase their debt to this height. Also, one of the deal with the Cameroon government, it be get them agreement before he borrow money, me the Chinese people, them be the Kribi deep sea port. Now for transfer land, for sell land for some Chinese company, they begin do farming, for begin carry the chop, all them go down for inside China. Cameroon are the highest country where they sell land, transfer land for the Chinese government. You get two big projects where they increase their debts, when at the budget for be the road, the highway road for inside Douala Yaoundé, and this deep Kribi seaport. The one go be at the Pobia, a big project them before it one leave power. And all these projects now all on borrowed money. Now project them way if Cameroon default its debt, the Chinese government it go get right for seize them. It go be able to seize those property them. Cameroon they spend about 41% of its GDP for service loans alone. That means they not be capable for even pay back the money the way they owe them, or their money where they receive them, they pay them in terms of cash crops. And now, either way, the supply of those groups for the global food chain, it be very critical for Cameroon viability. If Cameroon fail for begin supply the good them way, they don't promise for supply them, like for CDC, if it bring down the whole economic, and it show Ambazonia the weaknesses for La Republic will need to take total advantage of. But the question is, are we capable? Yes. Can we do it? Yes, we can do it. Why can't we do it? Because of our internal dynamic, and this is the problem where we, the Ambazonian people, that they face them, we need to take the right things seriously, because our struggle it be led by social media hypes and emotion, where it be be something where it be very, very good for us. One of the thing where I don't get repeated call and messages, I don't know why, but mainly from the IG people them, former Sakoi people them, where they contact me, some of them ask me, say make a comment about the meeting where they plan for call unity meeting for America. I want to inform our people and say, me Capo Daniel, I never get invitation for this particular meeting. The one where it was supposed to be a couple of months ago, I be get invitation for the United States, but this one I no get invitation. So if I talk like somebody where you be invited for that particular meeting. The problem no be forget meeting. Now, to what end? Why are we having this meeting? Our struggle, it don't be run in a way where people them way they think properly, they look and listen as struggle for illiterate people them. No be for no reason. We need to understand how the war it work. No be meeting go solve the problem. No be just say we'll be united superficially, it go solve the problem. Usually, when groups them where they stand for political issue them, they want to come together. They come together for strategic reasons. For example, if you consider group them, political group them, they want come together. For example, if political group they come together now for challenge one political enemy, all of those group them they get their own individual platform and policy them. That means say each group is stand for something. You know, video talk say your own group, you just stand for independence. What is your roadmap? What are your strategy? What are you doing? Why do you think if you join with another group it will help you? If you get groups them where they get conflicting agenda in their very nature, even they come together, it will not still work, because in Ambazonia we no get no standard. Every group it claim for be something where it no be. Every group it violate basic principle them for collective movement. We need to understand say the world do not evolve around us. The world do not owe us some money for become pay how American they call and say child support. So no man go wait say make we wise before they go hell away. They go only look with the laugh and a laugh. When I need to understand something, there are some basic principle for operate. Whether you like them or not, there is no excuse in law like ignorance. One of the misconceptions we'll get them. Now this issue where the hardliners they push and say creating a government in the middle of a liberation movement is wrong and it is the biggest problem we have. No, that is just complete lie. If that was true, then you would say that Fon Dinka who created a government for the ROF, Republic of Ambazonia, was also wrong. The SCNC and the other groups have created many governments before. If it is just to create government, if all of us will decide to create a government and everybody supports it, the world will be forced to deal with it, not that they will recognize it as a contemporary government. I have always told our people, even the Age of Sea when I was with them, the problem with the government is the claiming of exclusive power. When a government claims, saying that you be the exclusive power, then now you infringe on the right of other groups to participate, because under international law, we will operate there. Every group of Ambazonia, so far as we never get our sovereignty, get the right for gather together, form a group for represent their interests. You can represent the interests of the people of Ambazonia, not absolutely the Ambazonian people. And to what degree, to what extent you can represent it is based on your consequentiality. That is just how the world works. It does not work in our own concept. Most of the time when our groups gather, they gather because one group is in front. So you cannot compete with that group. You try now to associate with other people to make you look good and make you feel comfortable. That is why we even come to organizations, because we don't have anything to offer by ourselves. So we try to cover ourselves, our own inferiority or our own lack of competence, by bringing other people around us and projecting that we are many people, we are in a group, when we are not. When you are you create real groups for the Ambazonian people, your polling, the amount of people that can have access to that group must be open to the public. When it is not open to the public, you cannot say that you are a properly constituted body. Ambazonians don't have any standard, and we think that the world do not understand that. The world understand that, and that is why sometimes our struggle is being ridiculed. We should understand that, even for example, when the group of IG Siseko was ahead, was the most dominant group, you have the other group, they go to create the act for the sole purpose to project themselves as a unified front to challenge the dominance of the IG care or the IG of Siseko. We cannot do things only be motivated by our own internal hatred. Now, they call this theory, say the crap theory, crap mentality. If you take a group of crap, put them inside basket, no one no go come out for them, because anyone the one come out, another one go to drag his me come back for down. They go end up, even that basket be open, one crap no feel run free. That is the problem of people who are in slavery. Their ability to overcome slave mentality and think properly. All we will do now, and I say every group where you see some other group it go in front, they will do everything for bring them down, and that is only the time they can compromise to stand together. But we must have some principles. If we do not have some principle, we will even defeat the purpose of our liberation struggle before we could even fight for our liberation with the enemy. If you can forgive people like Sako for embezzle money, for killing soldiers. Remember, for Insabui, Sako killed 26 ARF, I mean Bui warrior soldiers who were slaughtered in Bui for suspicion of working with the ADF. Let alone the amount of soldiers that were killed, that were ADF soldiers who came all over Ambazonia. Remember that the people who were killed in Bali, you have a Bible translator was killed by Iringwa. He asked commando to kill this man because this man name appeared in a document providing information to the Human Rights Watch and other NGOs. That man was murdered. If you could forgive and move along with people who can murder our people and do collective punishment. Chris Anu asked for people to attack the United Nations because the Cameroon intelligence was pushing him from behind to do so. If you can forgive these people, you will defeat the same the principle why you are fighting for. The reason why we are fighting for La Republique, if we defeat that reason, then somebody would ask you, why don't you forgive La Republique du Cameroon as well, if some things are forgivable for you? So our own primitivity, our own backwardness, which motivate us the most in this struggle, is our ability to fight order. Our own power, the end only with ourselves. When we be motivated because some person they pass you, you will be able to do the compromise. But when they ask you say do that compromise because of the sake of Ambazonia, you cannot. No group can surrender its own power because of Ambazonia. They can only do so to survive. So the groups we have today, expect nothing from them. Absolutely nothing. The day you would have these groups to give something, it will be a day they themselves will be able to have principle for what they stand for. You cannot just say you stand for independence. What is that independence for you? What does that independence mean? What are the principles that guide your group? What are the benchmark? Every organization have bylaws that mean something. If every group have violated their own law, they don't even represent the constitution of their own group. When it doesn't suit you, you change it as you want. Are you not doing worse than what Paul Biya is doing in Cameroon? Changing constitution, gathering his own friends and make parliamentarians and all those type of things. So our people, not everything needs our attention. I think people have the right to have their meeting. In principle, I support the gathering of Ambazonia, whether I am there or not, irrespective of their motivation. But we must keep on debating and pointing out what is wrong for the purpose of being constructive. If those groups and the people who are participating in those groups and our activists, they listen to my criticism, they adjust themselves, it will be good for Ambazonia, it will not be bad. So we should be motivated by 1, the goal, by 2, strategy. What are you bringing? What are you bringing? What do you stand for? You cannot just go for meeting because you want to have a position or you want to create an organization. For what? To what end? Why are we fighting? Can we win? Those are primary questions we must always be able to debate and answer before we can move forward or before we can put the life of 18 million people at risk. For the moment, we are moving forward and the initiative to be able to bring meaningful solution to this war, an alternative that is attainable, is gaining steam, and every Ambazonian should be engaged and have the right to pursue the aspiration of our own people. Capo Daniel, signing out, looking out for you.